morning or good afternoon, our first technical glitch.
Oh, I was waiting. Okay, well, explain the glitch. Hi and welcome, you guys. I'm so happy that I get to record with my dear friend Lindy. You are my meat sister. I just love you so much. I get to meet you at KetoCon in 12 weeks. But yeah, so there was a glitch. Tell me.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to press record, like, forget to press play to like, I had the intro going and didn't press the go live button, so I think you got 2 seconds of that.
Okay. Well, it was
I
really
don't have
jazzy
Michael.
music. It was like boom, boom, too. Like I was like
Yeah.
dancing. And then it was saying on my thing, everyone can see and hear you. I was like, maybe I should tone down my moves a little bit.
No, you're all good. I think we get dropped back, but anyway, love you, Michael. He normally does all this stuff for me. I'm still learning, but we'll get there.
Awesome. Okay, so this is new for me. I am new to lives. I'm fairly new to YouTube. I'm not new to blabbering on about carnivore fasting, things that I love, SBG, and I'm not new to just visiting with you. So you're gonna have to like baby step me through this process because this is a new experience for me. But anyways, just welcome to all you all that are here. All y'all. I sound like I'm from the South. All y'all.
I
I'm not
love
from
that.
the
And
South.
with the accent, it sounds lovely as well. I love your accents. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Here
yeah.
we are. Oh, I'm just looking at comments. This is what I'll do to start with. Can we take a second and go through the comments so far?
Absolutely. Yeah, just click on show
Hey,
if you
I'm
want to
just
bring them up on the
enjoying
screen. Yeah.
brisket boomers. This is the beautiful and famous Amy Perrin that is here right
Yeah.
now. Thank
Hi,
you.
Amy. Yeah.
Howdy from our wonderful Todd, of course. Hi, Shelly. Michael. Oh man, we like you on this side too, but we love you on that side. We're so happy.
Yeah, enjoy
Beautiful
the
lady,
show.
inside and out. Oh, this is so good. Dr. Phil
Yeah.
is in the house. And hit the like button and get us trending. All right, I like that. Two
Carnivore Keith.
Yes, he's our
Yes,
Kiwi friend. We have many
that's
Kiwi friends.
right.
We call him something else in a different place, but right now he's our Kiwi friend. And thank you, Dr. Phil, for that comment. Amazing that two lovely hosts are literally on opposite ends of the earth. Well, that's only for another 12 weeks. We're going to be together in Austin very soon, and we get like a week together.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to giving you a hug. Like, I'm such a hugger,
Yep.
and yeah, as soon as I see you, I'm going to give you the biggest hug. So,
So good.
yeah.
One of us needs a cowboy hat. Let me see what I can find.
Yeah, new member. Wow, thank you. Lovely.
Awesome. What does that mean? She's a member of, tell me.
One of our channels, I'm not sure which channel she's on, we can find that out later, but she has joined one of our channels to support us. So that's wonderful. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Great.
Here you go. Darlene Davis. Hi, ladies. Good to see you both. Can't wait to hear what you have to share.
Whoa, my friend IQ is in the house. He's a legend to me. Beautiful.
Lovely. Well, did you want to share a little about your story since, I'm sure everyone knows you, but there's probably some new people here that haven't heard your story, Emily. So
Absolutely. The trouble will be the little bit. I'm watching the time here. Boy, it all started in 1971 when I was born into this beautiful world. Very likely with the insulin resistance, right? We figured that out now that our babies now are born having kind of some blood sugar issues. So throughout my childhood, food was my comfort, and food was also what I associated with security. And I didn't know anything about the right foods and the wrong foods. And I was starting to become overweight and having, I always had kind of self-esteem issues, just a lot of chaos. My childhood was very chaotic and very traumatic. Those two things combined. And so then, what are the anchors and what are the securities that got me through was certain family members that were very trustworthy, that got me through a lot of things. And it was in the church, and they, what we do in the church is food everywhere, food and carbs and sugar and donuts. And so I think that I just really early associated food with a way to cope with trauma and things that were difficult. And I, was so close to my family members, and we always shared our food with our community. It's kind of funny because that's the application now too, right? Now food is our different way. Now we're doing, food that we love in a different way. Is that me? Do you hear a little bit of feedback, Lindy?
Yeah, it was cutting out a little bit. I think
Okay.
there's like a horn or something going here, so hopefully you can't hear that.
Oh, that might be what it was. What horn is
Yeah.
going?
I don't know, it's like a truck or something, which is weird. Sorry.
Okay. I thought it was my sound because I don't know where my earbuds are. Um, you know, so food, dieting, body image was just part of my life. And I had always really learned that my success key was actually in an active, vibrant community, but I didn't know anything about nutrition and food. I knew that during the many, many decades of my life that I went from, 140 to 300 and back up and down again. Usually, when I had success, as in weight loss, it was in a community context. And so, but I really did not understand how foundational the food first issue was. I had gotten when I had my babies, I had gained more and more, but I definitely became addicted to sugar as like a little kid, and that continued through my cheerleading in high school, through my early years and my 20s and 30s. And so, but there was this one diet that I would always kind of get that I would feel better. It was called the Atkins diet. And so I think it's my sound. Yeah, dang it. Keep me posted in the comments if you guys keep hearing some sound issues. I was thinking maybe it was something on Lindy's background. I was talking about Atkins. And so I had discovered that I'm in my 50s right now. I want to say in my 30s and 40s, I had done some little brushes with that. So you figure during my Atkins days, I was getting into some ketosis. Certainly, I was eating a lot more meat. I didn't think that it was sustainable long term, and it would always come back. So it was just this devastating, down the scale, up the scale, down the scale, up the scale. Okay, IQ saying I'm good. Avanti Wellness Podcast is here. I've been hearing so much about you. I'm so excited. I'm going to get distracted. You guys are going to hear me pinging around on here in the comments. I decided to try carnivore in January of 2021. And I, at that point, had been very successful with keto and fasting and had lost 100 pounds. But I heard people talk about food freedom and having not being controlled by cravings anymore. And fasting was great when I was in the fast. Then the fast was over, it unraveled. And for me, I was making weird keto treats in the kitchen all the time with almond butter, coconut flour, coconut flakes, and sweeteners. So I was still combining sweet and fat, and I was losing control when I wasn't on my fast. My fasts were great. There was no problem. So it wasn't until I decided to try carnivore on a 30-day challenge that I started to experience some of those things. And I was very fortunate that I could layer these two things together, fasting with carnivore. Although early in my carnivore days, fasting was looked down upon, was said you don't need it. Oh, carnivore is already a fast mimicking diet. Why do you need to use water fasting as a therapeutic tool and all of this? So I'm coming up on 3.5 years carnivore, and seems like it's sustainable. That
Yeah, do
sustainability piece, right? Right?
yeah.
Yeah. So that was exciting. And I had heard about people that are the OGs that were, I camped out on their stories. I camped out on stories like Brett, who had healed mental health, JC, who had healed mental health, because that was the other part of the story, is that keto was very helpful to my mental health, but knowing that I would lose control, that I was still binging, and that I was still having massive sugar addiction. I guess I couldn't call it sugar addiction because it was really a sweet addiction because the sugar wasn't really in there. It was more of, keto sugar, whatever that is. My brain couldn't tell the difference, and I was still addicted. And so it
Mm.
wasn't until I decided to only eat meat that I really got that sense of freedom, dropped the last 50 pounds, and maintaining 150-pound weight loss currently and feeling wonderful. And I, have found my tribe, and you all are such an important part of my tribe. So I think that piece of it has been absolutely crucial. But I live as a new person, as a transformed person, making mistakes every single day, and feeling so grateful for what carnivore has done for my body, my health, my energy, and my mental health. My mental health was very, very poor, and I have a lot of regrets because that was during a lot of years that I was raising my babies. They didn't have. I wasn't as healthy as a mom because now I know better. And so I feel like there's a lot of reclaiming that's happening in that journey. And those have been the things that have just kept me staying carnivore and kept me just so passionate about being in this lifestyle and coaching other people and encouraging other people that it is sustainable and things are possible in your life that you never thought were.
Amazing. So good. And I agree, definitely sustainable. For me, 71 was obviously a good year because that's when I was born too. So same age there.
Were you the
And
class of 89, how I was in high school?
yeah, I actually didn't I was 88 here, so that
You
was
were
my last
88.
year at
Okay.
school.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But I was born in an Italian family, so food was very important. We celebrated all the time. We sat down, big family dinners. It was always a big family dinner, and my grandmother would just put a spread on at every meal. And food was like a comfort thing. Like you'd get upset, and it was like my great grandmother. She passed away when I was 6 years old. So I lived with my grandparents and great grandmother. There were 5 generations at the time. She would sneak us into her room with a secret stash of chocolates and like, here you go. Because she was just always, they grew up in the war. So they were deprived and she didn't want us to be deprived as kids. So it was all done in love. And I guess that's where my comfort food eating, I feel, has kind of stemmed from. But like, not that I blame them. It was all, kind of in love. And I don't know if I had the sweet craving. It was just like anything. Food was just comfort in general. It could be sweet, savory, whatever. I just wanted to, it was always something to fall back on because I was a very shy kid. And yeah, I had I wasn't very close with my dad. There was always issues there, sort of clashing and things like that. So I was upset quite a lot as a child and just kind of faded into the background and food was my comfort. And I kind of grew up with that pretty much all my life. So I've always been a big person. The family were all big, so it was kind of normal for us. Like I didn't
Mm.
feel out of character because friends, family, the immediate family were on the larger size. So you would go to school and feel a little bit odd there, but the same thing. I would sit in the background and just sort of at the back of the class and just sort of blend in and fade away. Didn't sort of make much of draw attention to myself. So when I got to about 25, I'd reached around 300 pounds. And I thought, I tried a few diets, but I just couldn't sustain any of them. I'd lose a little bit of weight, but just kept falling off the wagon and tried quite a few diets. And the doctor suggested lap band surgery. So I had that. I lost more weight on the OptiFast shakes that I needed to have prior to surgery than I did on the actual after surgery.
Oh, yeah, you have
So,
to make a certain, threshold, like, they have to be
yeah,
confident somehow that okay, I
you
got it.
need yeah, because your liver is quite fatty, so they put you on the
There you
OptiFast
go.
shakes, and that helps, reduces the fatty liver, and it makes it a little bit easier for them to actually get in there to do the surgery. So it's basically to shrink your liver. So I passed that and had the surgery. And then they sent me home and I couldn't eat anything. Everything I ate, a thimbleful of food, just even drinking water, and I would just be throwing everything up. I just couldn't keep anything down. Pureed things, ice cream, that was what I lived on. Ice cream and chocolate. I would just suck on that little bits at a time just to
Yeah.
have something in me because everything would just come up.
Was
And
there
this went
did
on.
they have a did they was there a food plan recommended or anything? Like, I sometimes, like, now they'll say, like, little bits of protein. Everybody's like, "Protein, protein, protein." They won't say animal protein or carnivore protein. They'll just, push that, but they didn't give you any tools to deal with food
Not
and, like.
really, just eat a balanced diet. Stay
Oh,
away from bread.
balance. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
there we are.
Yeah, stay away from bread, but eat everything else, just puree it up, but I couldn't. Nothing would stay down, and, I guess what's happened is I eventually my pouch had stretched a little bit, so I was able to eat some food, and over time, it became an issue where I'd stretched it enough that I could eat some more food after that. Um, so yeah, this started the binging, purging, and the cycle again, dieting, and just kept doing that up until my
What was,
50th birthday.
What was purging, when you say binging purge, was it like a does it compare to bulimia in your mind? Or, I mean, I know your body couldn't handle that amount of food, so it just kinda naturally come up, but.
Yeah, naturally, but also just guilt because I knew what I'd eaten, I shouldn't have eaten. And so I would just bring it up because I did it. I knew I shouldn't have had it, but it was just that comfort thing again. So it's just a cycle. I was just constantly fighting with myself. I shouldn't be eating this. And then I was upset because I'd felt like a failure. I'd eat it anyway. And then I'd just throw it up because I felt guilty. And it was just a constant cycle. So my life has been consumed by food 24/7. It was just, couldn't take it off my mind. I'd eat it, I'd feel guilty. Other times, it got to the point where I just started feeling numb about it. I would eat and then just like my brain would switch off and I wouldn't even think anymore. So it's just, I was in a very, very bad place. And it did get to the point, like you can always think, oh, I know how to fix this. I could just eat a balanced diet, do a little bit more exercise, calorie restrict. I can do it. I can do it. And then one day you just think, I've gone too far. I can't go back. I don't know how to lose weight. It's not, nothing's working. All the all the diets that I try, I'd last 1 or 2 days, 3 at the max, and I'd be back to how I was again. I just give up. It was just all too hard. And then you just start to switch off to life. You start to hide. You withdraw from people. You don't want to see people because you're embarrassed of how you feel and how you look. You don't want people seeing you like that. I work from home as well. Like I stick a post-it note on my camera so people wouldn't see me. If we did like Zoom calls, I'd just say, "Oh, my camera's broken," and I'd avoid people that way too. But I still worked throughout my whole journey, and just hid from the world. It was like leading a double secret life, double agent secret life, just doing my work, acting all happy and whatnot on phone and on email, but people had no idea what was behind the screen. So yeah, I kind of after my mum passed away, that's when I really lost my way because it just felt losing mum was the hardest thing. We were very, very close, and just watching her with her cancer, fighting cancer. 7 years I cared for her, and that was a very difficult time of my life. So I kind of lost it after she passed away. And it wasn't until my 50th birthday that that's when my mum was diagnosed with cancer on her 50th. When I turned 50, I looked at my two daughters and I thought, what am I doing here? Yeah, I remember how I felt when mum found out she had cancer. I was so scared that I was going to lose her. And here I am. I had one foot in the grave. I was 800 pounds. I was half dead. Like I didn't want to leave. I'd go to bed every night. I'd be crying because I woke up. Um, just didn't want to be here, felt miserable, terrible. I felt like a disappointment to my kids, to my husband, who was doing everything because I couldn't physically do anything anymore. I was literally walk from the bed to the study, do my work, and then back to bed. It was a terrible life. And I thought something's got to change. So my sister had lost a bit of weight on keto and said, give this a try. And I did, but it was too difficult. There was just too many choices still. It wasn't fixing my comfort food issues. Like I'd keto lasagna, keto cheesecake, all my favorites. So, I could easily make those and have double portions and think, it's keto, it's okay. It wasn't fixing that issue. So I decided, no, time to do carnivore. After following Dr. Berry's video, I thought I'll give that a go, really strip it back. And I did struggle for the first 6 months because the family were very supportive, but it's difficult to eat just meat when the family's eating other things around you. So that was a little bit of a battle. And that's when I reached out to my beautiful Emily and we signed up for coaching. I needed that support to help get me through. And it was very difficult because I'm always used to doing things on my own. I never liked to reach out for help, but I was desperate and I had to do something. And like this was my only hope. And so I reached out to Emily, and Raymond joined us as well. And just with a bit of coaching, you were able to guide me through. I wasn't able to do the fasting, not for, probably the first year and a half. I couldn't do the fasting side of the protocol, but that was fine. You guys are just like, this is all about you. We need to work out, custom the program towards you. What can you do now? And just step me through. Every week we'd have a coaching, and you basically saved my life. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be here today. So it's just been amazing. 2 years carnivore now, going strong, and I've got all the tools that I need to keep going. This is my life now. Like, I love this lifestyle. To me, it's not a diet. I'm not restricting anything. I'm now starting to move a lot more. I've got this fantastic rebounder behind me. I don't think you can see it, but I've got this rebounder. Now, me and exercise, it's just never thought I would enjoy exercise. I actually want to do it now. I jump on there like 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. Whenever I get up, I sit down, and before I sit down again, I do 5 minutes on a rebounder. It's so unlike me. And here I am sharing my story on YouTube with the world. Who would have thought that shy little girl would be sharing her story on YouTube in front of all these people? I've got confidence again. I can now fit behind the wheel of a car. I've been going out. My daughters, they need me, one especially now. She's going through some medical health concerns, and I'm there to help her. I'm not stuck on the couch thinking I'm a failure as a mum. I can't now help my daughter. I'm actually, helping her and driving her around and being a mum again. So, yeah, carnivore has transformed my life as well. So,
It
yeah.
brings out our absolute best, and it was the Lindy that was always there. I love thinking about you as, like, a little girl. It's so sweet, and, just thinking that, finally decades later, I think it's amazing that we're in our 50s, in our early 50s, and feeling the best we've ever felt. I feel
Yeah.
better than I was as a kid. As a kid, I was just, insecure and didn't know and was always looking to external people, things, food to be my healer. And just that we have figured out that fixing nutrition changed so many things for us. Yeah. So exciting.
Yeah.
Mm.
But who would have thought just changing your diet and just eating meat that would give you a whole personality change as well? Like not only the physical, like losing weight and all the, aches and pains have gone. I've reversed type 2 and all these health benefits, but my whole person has changed. I'm a new person. I'm more confident now. I can say no to people. I used to be the yes woman. I'd say yes to everybody, and now it's like, no, if that puts me out, it's okay to say no nicely. And I find people respect me more because I'm now saying what I want instead of just like, oh yes, whatever you like, and putting myself out. And my whole life has changed just by eating meat. It's crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Carnivore helped me find my boundaries in such better ways. It's like once I can put that boundary on food and feel super confident. I love that you can just think about like how you used to be in social situations and just want that other food so bad. And that's how I was too. And
Yeah.
that was like one of the ultimate food freedoms when I can be around other people eating other things like, yeah, you know? And then we always have kind of fallback carnivore foods. I was at a party last night. My best friend was having a birthday party for her son, and it was I ate before I went. I've learned that, learned a few tricks along the way. So I had just some ground beef at home before I headed over with butter and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And, she was sitting and eating her lasagna and salad and noodles. And, later there was cake and ice cream. And I was like, hey, do you have a little bit of cheese? And so I just grabbed a little bit of cheese and just snacked on my thing. And I was so happy. I was sitting there just thinking, this is my dessert. Like, I'm so content
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I think we had a couple of comments there. Here we go. There's a question. Hi there. What's up with eating a stick of butter a day? I'm new. I'll let you take that, Emily.
Awesome. Well, for one, I noticed that this commenter, Candace Rose, because I'm in Yakima, Washington. And so this is so fun, this connecting piece. I thought I saw her posted up higher that she was in Yakima. I was like, oh, wow. Because I've been asking myself that. I'm like, are there other carnivores in Yakima? It's a small town. So this is so fun. We get on YouTube, we kind of meet our other jams. Like if I hosted a meetup, would anybody even show up?
I'm sure they would.
I guess so. And we have Tri-Cities is not far from us, and there is a Brazilian cafe that brings the unlimited meats. And so I think if maybe we had something in Tri-Cities, Yakima could all get together. And what is the deal with eating a stick of butter? I don't think I've ever eaten a stick of butter. Have you, Lindy?
I haven't had a whole stick, no. Little
Okay.
bits here and there, but never a whole stick, no. I don't think I could.
When I go to a Brazilian cafe or barbecue, that's one of my first questions is, do you guys have real butter? And if they do, I have a side of real butter with my meat. I just kind of dip it in there. I know your dip in the past has been egg yolk. Are you still dipping in egg yolk?
Absolutely. I love 2 egg yolks with my steak. I salt the egg yolks first and dip it in. It's just beautiful. And now I'm going to blame Todd. He put me onto Tabasco sauce, just 1 or 2 drops to give it a little bit of a tang. And geez, it makes a nice kind of mayonnaise, like a dipping sauce for your steak.
Oh, you're
So,
going to be on
yeah.
vinegar next. I'm just wait. Have you got on the vinegar kick?
No. Just a little bit, 2 or 3 drops of Tabasco. That's all, just to give it a little bit of a tang.
A
And
little
yeah,
kick.
yeah,
Wow. Kiwi
something
Carnivore
different.
Keith says, I eat a stick of butter every meal I eat. Wow, that is
A whole
beautiful. Okay,
stick?
a
Wow.
stick. I don't
How
think I,
many how many grams is a stick? 'Cause
oh, I need
our
to go
blocks are
back
like
to that.
250 grams. So
I can tell
that's
you in
huge.
tablespoons. Tablespoons is, half a cup, and that would be 8 tablespoons. But I'm not good in grams and ounces. I'd have to go back and refresh. If
Yeah,
anybody here know, oh, there it is, 113 grams. I used to know that just
right.
because
Yeah.
there was a big trend for 1 stick of butter a day. There really was a trend like that. And so then
Yes.
we would in the gang, I remember that for our Europeans, we put 113 grams, and for our downers, thank you, Keith. Um, Yeah, I think that a high fat approach can be so healing. And I've naturally always enjoyed high fat, never a stick of butter at a time. But I am a butter muncher and I do keep butter in the fridge and there's teeth marks in it. So it's delicious in the fridge, delicious frozen, and it's delicious as butter bites, which is a really fun way. Oh, here we go. Oh, thank you, Dr. Phil. So um, I love browned butter. So if you're looking to up your fats, brown butter can be a really good way to go. And that just simmers on the stove until it starts turning color. And you can put it in little molds or you can just pour it out and just cut it up into squares, whatever you want. I don't find that it's necessary. I think that some people, when they're really wanting a healing protocol, a healing carnivore protocol, there'll be a recommendation about, having certain amounts of protein throughout the day with some fat during the day. And I think that was just an easy way to say, here's an approach you can try that will give you a lot of fat in your diet. So I personally wouldn't eat it all at once. If I was going for that stick of butter, I would spread it out between 3 meals, probably. What we really want is for people to not fear the fat. Your body needs fat to make your hormones. And, it's just, it has nutrients. It helps when we think about what do we have that's essential fats and essential proteins, essential amino acids, essential fatty acids. There are no essential carbohydrates. And so it's an essential part of a healthy diet. And I love the vitamins, the A, D, E, and K are fat soluble vitamins. Don't fear the fat. Like embrace that if you have a craving for it, that's okay. If you want to snack on it, that's okay. Is anybody insisting that you eat butter at all, or that you eat a stick of butter? Not a chance. But
Yeah.
there are a couple people that do, apparently, like Keith.
Yeah, I always avoided butter because I still had that old mentality of fat is no good. If you eat fat, you're going to gain weight. And what happened is I started losing my hair. I lost a lot of hair. And it wasn't
Mm.
until I started priming properly and upping the butter that my hair loss started. It just stopped. And I haven't had any issues since November last year. So probably the first year and a bit, I just didn't eat any butter at all. So I do now have butter, but some days I don't feel like I want any. And so those days I don't have it. It's like my body's telling me, no, you've got enough fat, you don't need it today. And
I
other
agree.
times I really, really crave it and it tastes awesome. So I will have some then. So I just kind of go with how I'm feeling on the day. So
I love
yeah.
that. And I want to do a piggyback conversation about tallow, but I just want to mention a couple things. My butter consumption right now is pretty healthy, and I'm on a ground beef kick. What you guys might find with carnivore, I don't know if you guys are doing this already. You just kind of get on a kick where we kind of like the same thing over and over and over. And they're like, oh, I don't want
Yeah.
that anymore. And then we
Yeah.
go and try a different kick. And so butter has been part of my carnivore kicks. When I do like a lot of chicken, I do a lot of butter with it. And lately I've been eating a lot of ground beef, but I like butter with it. I'm using taco seasoning. I'm having no problem. I get it from Redmond's Real Salt. So it's, clean. It's
Yeah.
a good quality salt, and there's no sugar or seed oils or, MSG or anything in there. But yeah, I think that those have been the biggest ones. I've done little butter sandwiches where I've done butter meat. So like little
Oh,
bacon butter sandwiches. I've done it with
yeah.
pork belly, little slices of beef. So there's kind of some ways to strategically get more butter in, or using it with fatty muffins. Like I do egg yolk muffins and truffles and things like that. And then it can be a butter carrier. Eggs are oftentimes a really good butter carrier. But I wanted to talk about tallow for a minute because I sub out tallow for all of my recipes. And so I've come up with some really nice little tallow treats another way to get fat in. But it seems like that your gang has been on something going on with tallow lately.
Yeah, Todd's been experimenting with tallow. He was feeling a little bit flat and decided, because he's online as well, it's getting a little bit tiresome just eating the meat. And he didn't want to include butter because of the lion diet. So we started having a bit of tallow, and it's kind of sparked a little bit of energy in him, which he's been sort of lacking the last few weeks. And Michael as well has been on tallow the last few days, and it's helped him as well. So I've gone ahead and bought some tallow as well, just for something different to try and change things up, because I too like to stay away from the butter if possible, because I do have the lymphedema, and I just wonder whether that's still causing a little bit of inflammation in my feet. So just cutting back that and seeing if that improves. So I thought tallow might be a great choice, and see if I get any benefits from that. So I should be here in the next day or two, and yeah, I'll have to feedback next week and let you know how I go with that. But yeah.
What were the side effects that you were saying about your friends? You said something about there should be a warning on tallow because it's something that you're seeing with your boys over there.
Yeah, look, if you watch our live stream yesterday, Todd was a little bit feisty. Got up on his soapbox and had a few little rants, which is awesome. I love it. He did really well. So yeah, he got the cheekiness out. And Michael, we couldn't stop him smiling yesterday, which was lovely to see. We got our old Michael
Oh,
back. Yeah, he was a little bit down after his last fast. I took a lot out of him. He did a 21-day fast. So yeah, it was just so nice to have him back, almost back to normal again. So yeah, Tallow saved the day for those two, and hopefully it will for us as well. Something different to try. But again, Todd with his Tabasco sauce, he has the tallow and then just a couple of drops of the Tabasco sauce, and then
nuh-uh.
pops it in the fridge, and that makes a beautiful dipping sauce for your steak. So I'm going
Oh,
to be
it
trying
sounds
that.
so pretty.
Yeah.
The white and the red contrast like that. We can go patriotic with that. Okay, okay. I love the way tallow looks. It just looks so silky and just so I have some in the fridge right now and it's in little cubes and I'll eat it like fudge. I mean, I just love it. And so I figured out, if I put in a little bit of maybe egg yolks and mix it together, a little bit of mustard, sometimes just salt alone. And then if I'm wanting the other side of this, I generally don't do sweets. I don't really do sweets, but I do like cinnamon, vanilla. And so I can make a little tallowy fudge out of some of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways, Lindy put my favorite tallow for those of you that are in the States is the wax
Yeah.
beef tallow. Thank you for putting that in there.
And in Australia and probably New Zealand too, I get mine from Tasmania, and that's a Tassie tallow. And yeah, they're delicious as well. It's all grass-fed tallow, very natural, and no nasty things in that. So
Yeah. And I love that tallow as a healing protocol. A lot of times I will have folks that are overcoming debilitating arthritis and you have been on, super heavy duty drugs for a long time and carnivore is really helping, but they need that high fat piece of it. And so sometimes tallow is going to be a huge part of their healing journey. But I love that it's, affecting the trio in that way and bringing out extra friskiness. So we better bring some tallow when we come to Austin and make sure that everybody's on their best behavior.
oh, absolutely. So speaking of KetoCon, yeah, 12 weeks away. Is it Hack Your Health now, isn't it? Yeah. So if anyone's going, let us know in the comments, because we'd love to meet up with as many carnivores as we can. So that would be great.
I love it. What are you working on over the next 12 weeks as we're heading into KetoCon?
I definitely wanna ramp up my physical. You get yeah, rebounding, definitely. I want to be yeah, it's gonna be I think it's a 28-hour flight or something ridiculous. We've got a 3-hour stopover in San Francisco. So sitting on a plane for that long, I am a little bit worried, so I just wanna be in the best physical health that I can be, so it's not gonna be too like, I am used to sitting a lot, but on a plane in one spot for 28 hours is gonna be difficult. So, yeah, and I think we arrived the night before, like, fairly late at night, so we'll basically be going straight to bed and then straight to KetoCon. So I'm not gonna have much time to sort of
Oh, Lindy,
reacclimatize.
you
Yeah.
come in on Thursday night. You arrive on Thursday night, don't you?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's gonna be very, very busy. So I'll probably be half tired when I get there, but never mind. I'll sleep a lot on the plane. I'm actually gonna fast over the flight as well. I just thought it'll be a great time to throw in a fast because last time I went on a plane, I was in my 20s and I actually got food poisoning, and I don't wanna ever have that again. So, yeah, fasting I think would be great, and then I can eat all the Texas meat when we get there, my little bits of
Fast
meat.
and then feast, baby. Yeah, we'll break it with a little bit.
Yeah,
I love that idea, Lindy. Let's start our you use a timer? Do you use that life fasting timer?
I do. Yeah, I love it.
Okay. Well, we'll do a
Yeah.
fast together on our travel. We'll do a little travel fast. So,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
'cause you're flying in too, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Carson and I are probably gonna come in. My son's coming with me, so I'm so excited about that. So, I asked him, I said, "Hey, would you rather, see mommy and hang out with me when I'm in the big conference with, maybe thousands of people?" And he said, "No, I don't want that." I said, "Would you rather just kinda chill and, there's a certain max of wherever we're staying?" He's like, "Yeah, I want that." So,
Oh,
I
I
think
think
he's
with
gonna
a
go to
yeah.
Jen during the conference, and then he'll be hanging out with us at our Airbnb, some too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my
Mhm.
daughter's coming as well, my youngest, she's 21. She does have travel plans, though. She'll probably do 1 day at KetoCon, and then she's off. And she's got a few gaming friends that she'd like to meet and a few places she wants to go to. And my other daughter, fingers crossed, if her eyesight is okay and all the surgery goes well, she's thinking of coming too. So that'll be a last minute.
Oh.
So fingers crossed all goes well, but she'd love to come along as well. And just the three of us, the three girls would be amazing to have my girls there. Yeah.
Y'all are adventure buddies.
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't been able to do much with my girls. So, yeah, we go out a lot now. We get our nails done and do lots of girly things. And yeah, she's like, "Oh, if all goes well, I'd love to come as well." I'm like, "Gosh, please, I'd love that." So we're making up for lost time for sure.
That's exactly right. Opening up new experiences and yeah, I just think that is so fun to get to share that with the kids. I was asking Carson, I took him to piano lesson today and I said, I was kind of quizzing him like, I'm going to be able to be a part of this, presentation and this and that. And I said, "Well, what do you think I'm teaching about?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "Dopamine." And, he was rattling off all these crazy words that I use all the time. And he's like, "I don't care about any of that stuff." And I said, "Well, dopamine kind of has to do with video games." He goes, "Oh, now I want to know what dopamine's about."
Oh.
Just saying the word video game spiked his dopamine.
Oh. Well, at least you could get some context out of it, so it works.
That's right, that's right. He's like, "I don't know about any of this stuff." It's like, "Yeah, you do." I think he said something about, "Oh, blood sugar or insulin," or, he just hears me kicking around all these words, so he knows a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so much fun.
So if you have any questions for us, feel free to just pop a Q in front and pop it in the chat, and we'll try and answer as many questions as we can. Or yeah,
Absolutely,
anything
yeah.
about carnivore and ketocon, motivation.
There's the Perth one. Oh, what's happening in Perth? I wanna go to that one.
Sandra, we are hoping to making plans if yeah, we've got to start saving. We'll see how we go after
Are y'all
Texas,
talking
but
about low carb down under?
correct. Yes. Low carb down
Yeah.
under. I don't think a
20
date's been set yet, so
Okay.
I
It's
haven't
usually in
checked
the
the site.
fall. So, it's on my list. I want so badly to see if Raymond and Bella, I would just love to do something like that. And I have a really good fasting friend in Perth, and he's not carnivore, but he's very carnivore adjacent. He always loves to feature me on his show. His name is Graham Curry, and he wrote a book called The Fasting Highway, and he runs a wonderful, loving Facebook group that's about fasting. But we just say whatever diet you want, it's fine. But so I've talked to him about that too. And so, yeah, it's just fun to think about, getting our dopamine hits from things like this, like potential of getting together and, networking and meeting each other and the overdue hugs and like, that's what I want to be addicted to. I want to be addicted to community, healthy, people that are living their best lives and that are just, humble and approachable, just how you are. So, anyways, I'm all for Perth of 2025. Yeah.
Yeah, so if it's your fall, it'll be our spring, so we're looking towards what?
My
August.
fall. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so
let's see. I think it's
be
usually in the
around
month
October,
October.
September, October.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I've seen it in the past. I'm not in touch with those folks. We can ask Dr. Chafee, but so
Yeah.
he always presents there. So obviously, I think, does he live in Perth?
He does, he does. So,
Okay.
I think by then I should be right. We should be able to save enough money, and I definitely love to go along. So, gosh, if you guys are coming, I'll be there. I'll make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen. We are just at the beginning
Yeah.
of our, days, and we have such a rich love, and we have such similar passions, and it's just going to keep growing and moving forward and turning into actual live events where we get to see each other. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Hi, Lindy. Did the health plan ever give you an answer on whether they might cover your procedure? Actually, that's why we're a couple of minutes late today because I was on the phone with them
I was
and
wondering if that's who it was.
yeah, they just said they're still waiting for the anesthesiast to give me an answer. He's still, because I was such a high weight, he wants me to have I wrote it down, transthoracic echo to make sure my heart is okay. So I have to do a test.
Some kind of an
I
echo
don't,
on cardiac. Okay.
yeah. And if all goes well with that, then we get back to him and then he will make a decision. So I think my heart is fine. I don't have any issues and my blood pressure is perfect, but it is what it is. He wants the test and I'm fine with that. I'd rather be safe than, yeah, go under the knife or anything. So yeah, we'll see what that does.
Well, I love the research that you're doing. And am I okay? I muted for a second. My understanding is that you are your focus is on the lymphedema part. Is that
Um,
even with the surgery?
just my stomach is very, very big. I have a lot of loose skin, and it actually impacts my life a lot. It's just it makes it difficult to exercise, difficult to buy clothes. All my clothes, as you can see, they fall off me at the top and around the tummy. I need the extra size because I've got so much loose skin, and it's just difficult to wear trousers and things like that. So I definitely need help in that area, and that's what this procedure will be for, skin removal. He said conservatively we're looking at about 22 pounds of loose skin just in my stomach to remove. So that's a lot of skin. If I can remove that, wow, that'll be awesome. Um, so yeah, that the legs and things, that's where most of the lymphedema is. Look, I can live with that. I'm not going to be able to afford to do everything I want. Obviously, if I could do my arms and my little goatee thing here, I mean that would all be awesome. But it's just way too much. The stomach is impacting my life. The rest I can just cover with a long skirt and long sleeve tops, and I'm fine. I can still live my life and do what I need to do. So yeah, I'm not it's just all about living the best life that I can and not being impacted by my weight. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Beautiful. No, I love that. And I feel like you've done your due diligence. You've really researched who exactly that you trust to do this. That's going to give you the best
Yeah.
outcome.
Yeah. No, he's a fantastic surgeon. He's very, very careful as well. Like he doesn't want to do too much, and just there's going to be revision surgeries, which is all covered under the one price. So he doesn't take risks, which is what I like.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Good, good.
So, let's see. Only if I can pet a koala and put the snakes and the chickens. I think our snakes and chicken-sized spiders away before I get there. That's yet to come to Perth.
I
We'll
love
definitely get you an akubra. If you're going to come all this way, we'll have to get you an akubra. So you've got one for your collection. And yeah, we'll have to see about koalas. If you come to Melbourne, I can get you a pet and a koala. Yeah, I'm sure they've got koalas in Perth as well that you can pet.
What's a sneak? You put the
A
sneaks?
snake, I think.
Oh, it's a
Typo.
snake. Okay, because you mentioned another thing. It sounded like an animal that I wasn't familiar with. Mm-mm.
Ah, koalas?
No, I know koalas. Okay. I
Yeah, the
love this.
chicken-sized spiders. Look, they're this big, and I stay away from them.
You
Yeah,
don't see them
no,
regularly.
you guys have got lots of danger over there too. We're not too bad here. Like if you're in outback, you might see a snake or whatever, but as long as you stay away, they usually stay away from you. They're all pretty scared. But
I love it.
we'll
It
look
was the
after
one
you.
you said you were gonna give to Todd. What are you gonna give to Todd?
A Kubra hat. You know, the like Crocodile Dundee, he wears like an Akubra hat. Yeah, and the
Okay,
Aussie
that's what
one.
I didn't know. I was not familiar with.
Ah,
Okay. Is that snake?
no, I think it's rabbit actually. The
Oh,
original is a rabbit. But
okay.
yeah, it's an Aussie icon, the Akubra hat. Yeah. So it's
Lindy,
like Todd's fit. Hmm.
would you eat snake, by the way?
No. Would
No.
you?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I
Would
would.
you?
Yeah,
No.
I remember this scene from, I think it was called, Romancing the Stone or something. It had, Kathleen Turner
Yeah.
and, yeah, you know what I'm
Michael
talking.
Douglas. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and I think there was a moment that they ended up, grilling it over the fire, and now I'm looking at that thinking, "I would eat a snake, no problem."
I don't know. If I didn't know what it was and I ate it, I'd probably really like it, but I think it's just that mental block that I don't
Yeah.
think I could. Yeah. But look, who knows? If someone put a snake in front, a cooked piece of snake in front of me in Texas, I would probably give it a go.
Oh, Todd, we have a mission. Now we have a goal. See what kind of weird something. How many bites of snake can you eat?
Oh, well, you come over here while we're eating some witchetty grubs or something like that.
Ooh, rattlesnake is delicious.
Kelly Hogan had extra skin for a while, but it went away over time. But to get it off now would be nice for exercising. Yeah, I think I have a lot more loose skin than Kelly Hogan did, so I don't think mine's going to go away in a hurry, unfortunately. But yeah, that's all good.
Takes a long time. It's
Mm,
interesting. I was thinking about her story, and she was so young when she found carnivore. Well, she's still so young. I think she's in her
yeah.
40s, and she's been a carnivore for probably about 15 years. So she must have been around 30 or something when she figured it out.
Uh,
Yeah. So
my
the
life
first.
would have been so different if I had found it when I was 30. You can imagine how my life would have been.
That's right.
Instead, yeah, I had lap band surgery at 25, so it would have been nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't until I was 50. When I turned 50, I had been a carnivore about 6 months, 5 months. And it was a fun birthday. It was fun to turn 50 feeling my absolute best. I was, very excited and riding high and, had a certain look that I felt really happy about. So it just kind of all came together, Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's really, really.
That would be kind of cute, but no.
Oh,
They wouldn't let you take it out. I wouldn't want to put it in a suitcase anyway. I'd want to cuddle.
oh, are they cuddly?
I wouldn't recommend it, but yeah, they do let you pat them. And if you go to Queensland, they will actually let you hold it. But here
Uh-huh.
in Melbourne, they won't. You can pat it, just stand behind and pat it. Yeah, they like to keep them as sort of away from people. But
They look
yeah,
awfully clawy.
they can be quite vicious. So, but
Right.
yeah, I wouldn't go up and pat one in the wild, but they are very cute, like teddy bears.
So we should tell people about the little challenge that we're doing. Did we just name it? Bella helped us pick a name. What did we name it?
Oh, yeah, I wrote it down here as, move your body, or move
Move your
it.
body. What'd you
Yeah,
say? Move your
move it.
Okay, move it, move it. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
you said move your booty. It's like, well, that could work too. Move it, move your body. Okay.
I don't know. I had a message from Emily about 5 this morning saying, "We should do this," and yeah, it's just like, we haven't even really talked about it much, but we've got a name now. But I
That's
don't know what
right.
we're going to do, but basically, we've got 12 weeks until Hack Your Health, and we thought we just want to try and optimize what we're doing now so that we're at our best in 12 weeks' time. So that's what our challenge is. But you talk about your ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, you bet, you bet. So for me, I have been so inspired as a community. We go through all these trends. We had the one stick of butter trend, we had this trend, we had that trend, and I love it. I love playing around with stuff with my community and just doing experiments. I'm very stable now. My weight's pretty stable. Those things that used to just be "Roar," have just like really calm. And so then it's kind of fun to play around with the challenge factor. So for me, I think that my personal movement challenge is just going to be getting more steps. It's so boring. I hate to talk about mine because it's the most boring thing ever. But I love
No.
walking because there's just a lot that you can do. You can listen to a podcast. I've started doing stuff on my phone more when I'm walking. And that's when I've been making my connections and sending emails and doing voice to text. And so I've been kind of experimenting with all of that. So I'm on a 3-day strike. Streak. I've been, exercising consistently and getting some good walks in and some good step counts in for, 3 whole days. Woo!
So
But
what do
that's
you what how many
what's it?
steps are you doing a day? How many
Yeah, I'm
steps?
shooting for 10,000. So tonight will be interesting
Okay.
because I do have a coaching call right on the hour, about in the 58 minutes. And so I might not quite make it tonight, but that's okay. If I hadn't had a goal to shoot for, then I'd never make anything, right? And
Yeah.
so I did Saturday, I had 12,000. Yesterday, I got a couple of nice walks in, got to 16,000. Today, I'm just at around 7,500. But I think I should be able to just do a little bit of this and that. And I was curious, will it count on my Fitbit if I jump on my little mini trampoline?
You're gonna have to try it. Did you find it? You said it was
Yes.
in the garage?
Yes,
You
it's not
did?
it
Okay.
was downstairs, kinda tucked away in a weird space. So
Yeah.
my next baby step is to, like, bring it upstairs because I don't hang out downstairs.
Yeah. I wonder if it would count like 2 steps for every bounce and up, it's 2 steps, so it might, because they say they did tests on astronauts, NASA did, and because they get a lot of bone, loss and muscle loss when they're in space, so they rebound to try and build that up before they go on a flight into space. Um, 5 minutes of rebounding is the equivalent of 20 minutes walking. Which sounds great to
Wait,
me
say that
because
one
that
more time,
gives
Lindy. Repeat that.
5 minutes of rebounding is the equivalent of 20 minutes walking.
That's a 4x right there.
So you get 15 extra minutes in your day, but the same benefits of a 20-minute walk. So for me, I don't go walking around the streets and that because I get nervous going by myself just in case I have a fall. I still have a few balance issues here and there. So treadmill, I find completely boring. I hate walking on a treadmill. I put music on, I put a video on, but my mind just keeps wandering. Here, I just do 5 minutes on my little rebounder, put the music on in front of my computer. I usually have a bird on my shoulder who bounces with me, and the other bird sits up there and
Nuh-uh.
he bounces. He loves it. He's addicted too. And he just sits on my
Wait, the
shoulder
bird on
and I
the
literally
shoulder,
bounce.
and is there one on
He
your head?
loves No, he sits on top of the cage and he bounces with me. I'm going to try and take a video next time. Um, and we all bounce together. It's awesome. And
Oh
I
my
just find
God.
that, like, sometimes I get a sore back from sitting here. I get a lower sore back, or if I've been working with my daughter, like I've discovered about 50,000 new muscles in my body from working at her florist shop. And I come home and I feel like an old woman. I'm just all sore. Jump on the rebounder for about 5 minutes. That's all, and it just loosens all my joints, and then I can walk straight again. It's just that gentle movement. Like, my feet don't leave the mat. The mat is called a healing bounce, and just that gentle movement is enough to loosen up my muscles, gets my lymphatic system going, because your lymphatic is probably the only thing in your body that doesn't have a pump. It doesn't pump by itself. You need movement to get that fluid around your body, and it just does so much wonders to my body. I feel amazing after it. I do get a bit of arm movement in. I do like the star jumps while I'm doing it, and that gives you a bit of a heavier bounce. And you actually do a little bit of a cardio workout. Well, for me, I do. It is a bit of cardio. And then my husband jumped on it the other day and he was like, "Oh, what's all this rebounding about?" He went for just a couple of minutes. He's like, "Geez, this is really working out my calves." I'm like, "I know, right?" And he's like, I think he actually likes it. So, yeah, because he gets a lot of cramps in his calves and he needs a bit of work there. And so I think I might have to share my rebounder now with my husband.
Oh,
So,
I see. I was gonna say in the
yeah,
comments, people in the comments are going crazy for this. It's
yeah.
Drina. Oh, I love Drina. Hi, Drina.
Yes.
Shifting realities. Beautiful. Cynthia's gonna join us. Can't wait for Hack Your Health, and I want to start a challenge for the 12 weeks before. Anyone have any ideas for a good challenge? I mean, yeah, drop in the comments what you guys are doing. I'm doing a step challenge, apparently. I just decided today. And Lindy's doing a 5-minute bounce challenge. Or tell me about, all I kept hearing when you were talking about this wonderful rebounder was 5 minutes. 5
Yeah,
minutes,
that's
people, for
5
20
minutes
minutes
at a
of benefits.
time.
4x
Yeah.
your benefits from doing 5. Is that how many 5-minute sessions are you doing a day?
It depends, every day is different. The first thing
Mhm.
I do when I wake up is I have a 5-minute bounce, and that's my wake up thing. Have my shower, get ready, and then I come and sit down and work, and every time I get off my chair and do something, like I take the dog out for a wee, make a drink, go to the toilet, before I sit down, I do another 5 minutes, and then I can sit down. And that's why I have my rebounder here behind me. I don't know if you can see, that's it there. And that way I'm forced to do that. I will not sit in this chair unless I've done 5 minutes. So depending on how many times a day I get up, that's as many times as I do 5 minutes each time. So it
Before
can
you
add
sit
up
down. And
before I
so
sit down.
and when you stand up, do you try to go on it too, or just before you sit
So
down?
just before I sit down. Yeah.
That's
So I walk
great.
around the house, I do what I need to do, and then 5 minutes, and then sit down and then continue working. And my vibration plate has broken officially now. I can't use it at all. So it really helps having that rebounder here just to get the lymphatics going again. So
It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, when we talk about tiny habits or habit stacking, I think about James Clear, and I can't remember what his book was called right now. You guys know what it is. Okay, let's start a movement then. Yeah. Okay, we're doing this. We're talking about some kind of a curl with ribeyes. And then me and Lindy are going to be maybe bouncing. I'm going to be getting my steps. And so this is amazing. So you want a habit stack. And so the concept is, well, something you already do, you loop in something with it. I've done in the past when I brush my teeth, I go up and down on my tippy toes. And so I'm working my calves. And so I was just doing like a calf workout, Atomic Habits. Thank you, Dr. Phil. And Lindy's doing, she comes and sits in her desk at certain spots. And so you put that physical barrier, a reminder, you made a connection, and then just a little 5-minute bounce before you sit down. So these are
Yes.
great. These are great.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Just changing those habits, making better ones, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And then we just celebrate and inspire each other. So I think Bella made a new hashtag for us, or she even made a new, what did she call it? A new space in
Yeah.
SB Gang
I
that
think
we can go
yeah, I
ahead.
think it was Move Your Body. I think it was. It's on
Yeah.
my other computer. Yeah, I didn't transfer it over. And
Awesome.
then I think we're gonna do a little WhatsApp group as well. So we'll pop the details in there, and then we can all talk to each other through WhatsApp and connect that way as well. So
Oh, I love that. So yeah, if you guys are in SPG, I'm just gonna look on my phone right now and see if I see it. Then we can pop in on the in there. So I'm excited about that. And I think this is great. Just discovering these little things that we can do to add more movement. That's a beautiful thing.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
just popped a link in. If you want to join the free forum, there's no cost at all for this. I've popped a link in the chat. Just email Bella at SBG Challenge and just let her know that you found us on our live stream and you'd like to join the Move It group, and she will let you in. And then you can talk to the community as well. There's no charge at all for this, but you'll have access to the full community, and yeah, you can join us on our challenge, the 12-week challenge, and we'll
That's
probably
right.
add to that as we go. We always find little things to optimize. We might even do a couple of fasts over the next 12 weeks, and we
Ooh,
could do that as well. We'll post a link to our circle, and
love
we could
that.
do little fasts or
I
be
love it. Well, I don't see
exciting.
it yet, so maybe it's not. I was just looking through these different um, spots, so that's cool. It's to come, and yeah, just for all of us. You guys are coming up on a different season than us. We always love to, get healthier for the summer, and I love that it's not about a certain look or fitting into a certain dress or outfit or whatever. It's about what do you say, Lindy? Optimization. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what season. Like we're both basically covering both sides of the world here, so it doesn't matter whether it's spring, summer, whatever. We just want to make the most of our life, our future, and yeah, let's start now.
Start now. Karen Miles, she's a hero to me. She was one of the first people that I saw. I met her in the Steak and Butter Gang, and she had this cute little hashtag. She is just out there rocking her life and living her best life. She's active, a PE teacher. And if you're friends with her, you'll always see her kayaking and biking and doing all these things.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. So she's got an excellent tip here yeah, you got it. I've been doing 1,000 steps. So let's think about that. Either 1,000 steps or a bounce or a ribeye curl. As soon as she's done in the bathroom in the morning, she just gets 1,000 steps, doesn't look at her phone, whoa, or anything until she does 1,000 steps to start my day. And that's realistic. That's doable. I think it's really
yeah.
important to set smart goals. I'll go through if I can remember. Do you remember what the SMART goals are? It's a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and trackable. I think it has to do with that. And so things that you
Okay.
can, build a pattern and track that are realistic for your life, like 1,000 steps. And I love you, Karen. I appreciate that because I was trying to do the same thing, and I was telling myself that I had to do 10,000 steps.
Yeah,
There's
it
a
gets
recipe for
overwhelming.
failure.
And if you do miss a day, you feel like a failure and you're just like, "Oh, I've given up now. I'm gonna start again next Monday." It's almost like a carb craving, isn't it? Yeah, and it's
Mhm.
gotta start small, little steps, and then be consistent with that 1,000 steps, and then if you want it down the track, you can always increase it. But I love that.
Wow. And something
Yeah.
about is Karen published yet? I'm doing to start my day. Oh, I'm curious what that is. Oh, here we go. Kelly Hogan has a carnivore version of Atomic Habits. Whoop whoop on YouTube, My Zero Carb Life, and I'm her guest in the video. The world famous Karen Miles and Kelly Hogan have a carnivore version of Atomic Habits. Well, that's just awesome. If any of you guys have that link, just put it in there because I mean that's my favorite things. Karen, Kelly, Atomic Habits, all in one YouTube. Okay, sweet.
Oh, wow,
Sorry,
okay.
sidetrack. Yep.
Uh, Rebounders in Australia, is there a particular brand? I don't know I don't think mine's Australian. I got a Jump Sport Pro, and I did a lot of research, probably about a month research, because I kept putting it in my online shopping cart and taking it out because I was thinking, "I've got so much loose skin. How am I going to jump on a rebounder without knocking myself without my belly?" Like, I just thought it wasn't possible at all. Until I found Avanti Wellness, which is a channel, and this lovely lady who just bounces every morning and to lose weight. And she's like a real person, somebody that I resonated with. And she just bounces 5 minutes every morning and just talks motivation. Like, she's not carnivore, but she's just the loveliest lady and just talks about inspiring others to do their best and yeah, and so at 3 o'clock every morning, that's when she bounces. I'd be up there 3 o'clock in the morning, half asleep, posting a message or two here or there. Like, I did stalk her for a couple of weeks before I posted my first message. and and so that's when I started looking at rebounders, and I did a lot of videos of people how they like, you've got a special tool that you have to thread all the bungee straps on, and you've got spring ones. And so I did a lot of research. I found bungees were better than the springs. They're less noisy. This one has adjustable bungees, so you can have a firmer bounce or a light, you're not as firm. But it also comes completely assembled. All you have to do is screw on the legs. It holds my weight. I wanted one to make sure it was going to be sturdy and going to hold my weight. And I love it. I just bought a Jump Sport 390, I think it is. It's only a smaller 39-inch, I believe, and it's the perfect size. And all I have to do is screw the legs on and start jumping. Other girls, you can watch them putting it together, and it is difficult with the straps and the bungees and trying to assemble it. So I wanted the convenience, and I think it's fantastic. And you can get a handle for it as well, which it is expensive, but I think it's going to last forever. So there are cheaper options if you want to go that way. Like, if you don't have a lot of weight, you could probably get away with something that's a little bit cheaper. But I needed to have something that's going to hold me.
Do your
So
legs, your feet have to stay together, or do you go back and forth, or what do the feet do?
it's up to you. I just bounce on the spot, so my feet stay on the mat.
Okay.
And like the Avanti lady, she might march on it. She holds onto a treadmill, which I thought that's why I didn't buy a handle, because I had a treadmill I can hold on to. And she
Don't
might
we
just
all?
I don't use it. It just collects dust, but now I can use it as a handle.
It
But
has more
she'll
uses than a clothes hanger because oftentimes
yeah.
those
Oh,
those
yeah. Yeah. We throw everything over the top of it. But she holds on to it and she might march on it. So, one after, so that's a different movement. And then she might sit on a large stool and she just does it like a leg bounce afterwards and just pushing on the mat. And that just works all your legs as well. So
From a
even if
seated
you're
position?
in a seated position, so if you've got mobility issues, like maybe at the start I could have used it when I at 800 pounds, like when I couldn't stand up and hold my weight, I could have sat on there and just bounced my legs and just had that movement, which would have helped my fluid, um, you know, as an alternative from the rebounder, from the vibration plate that I've got. So yeah, you don't have to be physical. And then you got these jumpstart ladies that they do like star jumps and all sorts of fancy things. So I think it's good for any level, beginner, or you can go to the extreme and do all these flips and all sorts of things, which I will never get to. But I love it because for me, it's just gentle, and I am escalating a little bit by using my arms and doing a few things there. So as I get a bit more, I get fitter, I can definitely, improve and get a little bit more adventurous on it. So
Leading the way with the
try.
rebounding. That's right. Oh, I just love that, and I think you're gonna have your friend come as a guest sometime, maybe, perhaps,
Yeah,
for
I'll definitely talk to her, and, yeah, she can tell us all about the rebounding. She's read all sorts of books and, she's got a wealth of knowledge on all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
So,
It
yeah.
sounds less intimidating to me. Mine's downstairs next to my treadmill. And, I was intimidated because I thought I had to do jumping jacks on it, and I thought I had to get really, really physical on it. But even on your stars, your stuff had just kinda your feet.
Yeah, yeah. If you look at my last video, I've actually got a video of me doing it. So, yeah, I'm not gonna give you an example.
No
You can watch
worries.
it
No
there.
worries.
Yeah, so it's very gentle. But it's still, you can feel the burn in your legs, and it's a nice burn because I know it's actually doing something. It's actually strengthening my legs, and just getting into my daughter's florist van. I have to climb up steps to get in there, and I really struggled the first few times to lift my weight into her van to drive her to flower market. Now I could just step up really quickly. Doesn't phase me, and I just think that's from the few weeks that I've been rebounding, the strength in my legs, I'm actually able to pull my weight up now. So, it's
Mhm.
made a huge difference already.
I love
So,
things. I love exercise that increases functional. I hear the term functional because exercise isn't for, being skinny or this or that, or, it's for improving that quality of life and helping us have, I think it's a natural progression in the carnivore journey, because I think that meat alone, I think meat and movement, I think they go together really well. It's such an
yeah.
enhancement. And if we can have carnivore diet, but we're sitting and we're dangerously sedentary, I think there's a lot that we're missing out on. So I love that we're piecing those together. And sometimes mobility can't come until later and exercise can't come until later.
No.
We really have to just heal the food first, get our minds right, find what we're going to do to keep us carnivore. And then I love when it layers in later.
Yeah. I was definitely sick before. Exercise was the last thing on my mind because my body hurt. Everything was painful. But now I actually want to move, and just finding, like, I couldn't think of anything worse than going to a gym. That's not me. But this is something I can do. Like even the treadmill, it's my mum's treadmill. I've had it sitting in my room for 12 years that we've lived in this house. I think I've used it 5 times. I just find it so boring. I don't like it. Um, but this I'm actually enjoying. So it's just a matter of finding what you like to do,
Mhm.
and then, yeah, just implementing those small steps, those little habits, and making it a consistent part of your day. So, yeah, makes a big difference.
Did you see that question that we had from Dr. Phil? It's a good one.
Now, if you just click on the show, if you hover over it and click show, that will come up on the screen.
Let me see. No, you have to do it, babe.
Oh, do you? Okay.
I've
Right.
learned this is my first time, and we don't have Michael with us.
Oh, here we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lindy, how has your recent car mobility changed your life? Oh, well, I can fit behind the wheel now. I couldn't fit for a long time, and even just riding as a passenger, I really struggled to get in the car, and my husband couldn't change the gears because I was in the way. I was overhanging the seats. Now I fit beautifully. My car, I purchased it February last year, and I could fit behind the wheel. I'd have to push the seat all the way back, but I did hang over the seat, so I would just go in the garage and look at it and then think, "That's my car," and I didn't wanna drive it because I was scared I was going to wreck the seats. I actually fit on the seat now. I don't have to have the seat fully reclined back. I can it's, like, halfway now, and I fit beautifully. So now I've got no problem jumping in the car and going for a spin. I'm not worried that I'm going to damage my car. So yeah, it is a huge, huge change. And now I kind of feel normal. Like I've got the freedom. If I want to go out, I can. My daughter rings me, "Mum, I need you," and I'm in the car and I drive to a house, and it's just wonderful not being stuck at home anymore. Yeah.
I think about this recent season and chapter in your life, and it's like I feel like you're barely even home anymore because you've been helping out a lot with that business, and
Yeah.
yeah, road freedom, and this part that just rings so true to us is this mom life of being able to be available in ways that we never were before.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Lindy has a video, and I feel sure I could do that. Yeah, it's so gentle. You don't have to be one of those big fitness people and bouncing. It's just very gentle, very gentle. And with all my loose skin, my dodgy hip, I have a very sore hip, and it's just so low impact on all my muscles, and I enjoy it. A bit of music on, or yeah,
And you can get started from your chair.
you
So,
can.
I mean, that's something that is a really gentle. And I love what you're saying. So those of us that are doing our move your body challenge or whatever we're going to call this, it's a work in progress, you guys. We're going to do a 12-week challenge for Lindy and I to count down to KetoCon. But obviously, we're all have a gazillion things that we're doing, and so it's just a set period of time where you kind of check in and answer. So it's set your own movement goal, and then you come back and comment on how that's going, and so then we can create some accountability with that. But I love what you're saying. And for those of us that are doing a rebound challenge, I kind of feel like I want to level that up and place your rebounder somewhere close to where you do a lot of sitting. So for Lindy, that's going to be at your work desk, right? At your computer desk. And so if I
Yeah.
would have to set it up, that's going to, y'all, I wonder if I should be really brave and show you my background. I'm gonna do that later. I record in my bathroom. It's right off of my bedroom, so I just blur the background, and so I've got towels hanging up behind me. So I don't know if I have room. My bathroom's large because I can set up a little spot to do my stuff here, but I don't know if it's large enough to actually put my rebounder on my way to my chair. But I'm thinking about it. This is what happens when you're first setting a goal in your life. You have the part where you're thinking about it. I can't remember what it's called. It's not coming to me right now. But just giving it some thought, stalking on somebody's rebounder YouTube, or whatever it is. It kind of
Yeah.
gets mental juices going. You're learning. You're considering it. Maybe you're with the carnivore right now that you're just kind of thinking, you're in that pre-considering mode. And so I'm pre-considering setting up almost like a little visual cue or barrier to where I sit a lot, and just doing a 5-minute bounce. Like perhaps I'd set up a 5-minute timer. This is right there. Just like hit my timer and bounce a little bit. Do you use a timer,
Yeah.
Lindy, for your bounce?
I normally do 2 songs. So I just pop my Spotify because the computer's here in front of me. I'll pop a music video on and do 2 songs, and that's about 5 minutes there. Or sometimes, I've actually posted a link to the rebounder interview with the lady that I watched, so you can see it in the chat. And she does the videos there. So I might just watch her morning video because I miss it sometimes. I'm asleep at 3 a.m. So if I get up in the morning, I just pop her rebounder video on and I do it with her on the replay. And we do the rebounding together. She just says, Alexa, give me a minute. And then she does a minute, which is to activate the lymphatic system. And then after that minute, she'll say, Alexa, give me another 5 minutes. And then she does a 5 minute on top of that. So, and that'll either be a bit of marching, or she might just do the bouncing a little bit more vigorously, or she'll sit on the chair and do it, because she tries to cater for a lot of people. And I think she's even got a 90-year-old lady who's rebounding in the group. So she caters for everybody. Doesn't matter what level you are. And she likes to show, if you have got mobility issues, if you are very frail and old, you can still do this. And it just helps stimulate all that, the lymph flow in your body. And it just gives you a little bit of movement, and it just helps strengthen you. So she's just amazing to watch. I just absolutely love her. So that's the interview that I did with her. And then if you look at her channel, she'll actually have chair exercises, and then she talks about all motivational things. And then there's books as well on rebounding, and she just, tells a lot of information. So it's another community that I really enjoy being part of, is the rebounding community. And she's got a nice community. I think they also do like a live every week, but unfortunately it's
I think
during,
it's when you and Todd and Michael are doing yours, right?
it conflicts with our lives, so I haven't been able to attend one. So I'm hoping one day, everything will align and I'll get to make one of the lives. So that'll be nice. But for now, I still watch her videos regularly every day, and I do the bouncing with her. And then in the afternoon, when I do my daily ones, I just pop some music on my computer, watch a music video and bounce. So yeah, whatever you feel like.
Wow. 5
Yeah.
minutes, people. Who doesn't have 5 minutes to it reminds me of
Yeah.
when the kids have trampolines, and we have one. I have 4 kids. I have 3 young adults and an almost 12-year-old. But the only time he uses the trampoline is when his friends come over, we've noticed. And so I like that, because I like how you say, well, I bounce with my friend when I start in the morning, with the Avanti. We just get on and bounce together, and it's nice. It just kind of keeps that momentum going. So I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess a question for you.
There, very good. Next time, I think it's because I'm not logged in. So I think that's why I'm not able to click on these. So thank you, Lindy, for clicking on the things. I saw
Okay.
this question in the chat about 5 minutes ago, and I started tearing up just even thinking about how I was going to answer it. So we'll see if I can do this without being a big baby and crying. I'll let you read it there, Lindy. Go ahead.
Emily, what was your earliest aha that you had while coaching Lindy that has made you better?
Well, I don't want to say it was best friends at first sight or love at first sight, but I kind of want to say it was immediate connection from her written word. And I would say the first cry. I'm not supposed to cry. The first reach out that I got on email, I could tell that I was going to be better and that she was going to be better. And so I had the aha immediately. Lindy was researched, strong, genuine. I could see her underneath everything.
You're making me cry.
Oh, I know. This is going to be our sob fest. I knew immediately that both of our lives were going to be made better from this. And she was one of my first clients. I think Audra might have been my very first client. I'd have to go back and look at my calendar from 2020 when this started. I had been a carnivore about 10, 11 months. And Raymond was helping me kind of learn how to coach, and he was training me on that because I'd been involved with there's something in my eyes. I'd already had a chance to be involved in a community. And so, community was like that too. My first call in SBG, I was like, I'm home. I'm never leaving. This is where I'm living now. So it was, I just knew immediately that it was going to change my life and change her life. And so, yeah, it was so special. Raymond was part of that. And we started the process, and she knew she had done enough to know that this was going to be the thing. And the kind of things that Lindy first said was that this is my time, and this is time for me to get better. And I think just knowing how convinced she was of that, and knowing that it's finally a year for her to do some things for herself. And it's been 2 years. And when you make those kinds of changes, and when you are that kind of person who was already in such devoted service to her family and those that she cared about, it was just like just such a strong example and such powerful words. And it's just like I felt like what she was saying was, I finally love myself, and I know that this is going to be the thing that makes a night and day difference. And she loved herself enough to invest, and I'd been telling my story, and so she knew about my story and knew that I did something. Carnivore helped me to do something huge and accomplish big things. And so I think it's been an aha moment ever since that started. But it was immediate, and her willingness to not play games, and to take this in a like her life depended on it. And her life did depend on it.
It did.
So yeah, yeah, right from the start, Dr. Phil, right from the start.
Yeah. And you guys saved my life completely. I definitely wouldn't be here today. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. We're doing it together, and I just love
Yeah.
it, just where you're at now, because you are that person where the tissues are getting passed around.
And we're
Yeah,
going to meet in 12 weeks. I'm
that's
so
right.
excited. Yeah,
Yep.
so excited. Funny.
We're gonna have so much fun. Todd's bringing the party. I mean, my goodness. And I can't wait to meet all of you. And, hopefully we can do some lives or something from there. Has there been talk about that sort of thing too, Lindy?
I don't want to say too much, but yes.
Okay, good,
Watch
because
this
I'm an
space.
oversharer.
Yeah.
I need to zip it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, but it's just that thing. We have a global community, and so I want you all are invited, and I want you to be part of this, and I want to share this experience, with as much as we possibly can, and that would be kind of fun. Lindy, we
Yeah.
should have somebody filming when we meet or something. I remember the first time I met Bella in person. It was overwhelming. It was in Costa Rica, actually, which is goofy because we both live in
Okay,
Washington
yeah.
State. That was goofy that it took until we were on the set for Reversed Carnivore,
Yep.
or, getting there, and I've seen her since then. Now we're not being so silly. We actually see each other from time to time. But yeah, it was huge. I was up until the middle of the night, and their plane was kind of delayed, and I was waiting for hours with a Costa Rican taxi driver or something, someone Charles had arranged for us. And yeah, it was a big moment. So I'm excited that big moment's coming very soon.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to meeting everyone. Be nice, lovely to meet Bella and Raymond and Todd and Michael. Maybe if he's well enough to come, I'd love to meet Michael. But there's going to be so many carnivores there. All the doctors.
Oh, yeah.
Except for Dr. Berry and Dr. Hampton. I think they're on the cruise, so we won't see them.
Hampton is on the cruise.
Yeah.
Sadly, that really breaks my heart. I don't know where the berries are. I don't know what's going on with
They're on
them.
the cruise as well.
Oh, they're on
Yeah,
the
they're on the
cruise.
cruise. Yeah. But, there's plenty of other doctors. It'll be lovely.
Gonna be great. And, we're gonna be in this lifestyle. We're lifers, whatever,
Oh,
and so
yeah.
you'll get to meet Dr. Berry. I promise you will someday. We like these little conferences and getting together and doing all these things. And so our paths tend to cross. And but I love what we have, and I love that we get to be so involved. Let's see. Anything upcoming that you're excited about on the HH front, or is that kind of tell me what's going on there? What do you know about that's there? Isn't there something coming with that he's doing with Dr. Hampton? I want to say it's
I
this
think,
weekend.
yeah, he's actually got maybe Michael can go grab a link. I think it's on, the Homestead How channel.
Of
He's got a
course.
live coming up. It's a live stream, but, I think Dr. Hampton might be at the Montello Theatre, and it's all gonna be live streamed.
He's like
So
he's cameraing in.
oh, he's
They're
cameraing in.
yeah,
Okay.
he's coming in via
Yeah.
camera somehow. And I
Yeah.
wanna say it's coming up it's pretty soon. So,
Yeah.
oh, Karen, she's going to Homestead House meetup at his theater this Saturday. Is that the one that
So
Dr. Hampton's
that
gonna
must
be,
be
live casting on a Zoom?
yeah.
Oh, okay, there it is, there it is. And I heard somebody say that the seats are sold out. I'm pretty sure this is a free event, and so you can maybe add a tip or, something like that. Um, and, oh, Karen, that's gonna be so much fun. Well, is Jackie gonna go by chance? You know, um, yeah, I just love that. Well, there's somebody that's in the know right there, a midlife carnivore. I'm starting to recognize that handle, Lindy. Tell us who that is.
Yes. That's Lynn. She's also a big part of the Healing Humanity movie. She does a lot of the back end, the hard work. Her and Adam and Kerry, they do amazing work with the documentary. So yeah, Emily and I are on the team. We've got our little jobs as well to different parts, and Todd as well. There's quite a few of us. I think there's a bunch of us that are helping out. So it's all exciting. But yeah.
Takeover. It's a healing humanity with carnivore takeover.
So yeah, no, looking forward to I'm gonna try and zoom in on that the Dr. Hampton call. I think that would be lovely. I actually got to meet him in the SBG challenge, so and he answered a question for me, which was awesome. So a
His
lovely guy.
answer, oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, let's
Yeah.
just share this moment. For those of you that are not SPG, let's see how we can recollect this, because that is a funny man. We are peas in a pod. I met him at uh reversed carnivore series in Costa Rica, and the people that I just like zinged with the most was Dr. Kilty, of course. And
Yeah.
I stood by him the whole thing. I was like, oh, this man is so great. And Dr. Hampton. And so Lindy asked a question. This was on Dr. Hampton is a guest speaker for us every month because he's one of our resident experts. And tell him how you asked that question, if you don't mind, or be as vague or specific as you want. And then I want to let everybody know how he answered it. It was so cute.
Oh, yeah, no, the question was for my daughter actually, because she's been type 1 diabetic for 23 years. And at the beginning of the year, she lost her eyesight. One of her eyes hemorrhaged, and the other one is on the verge of hemorrhaging. So she can't see much at all. And it was just all happened at once. Just one day, woke up and her eyes were gone. And went to the hospital, and they basically sort of sent her home and said, there's not really much you can do at the moment, and we might have to do surgery. And it was all very vague. They just said that this happens when you're 23 year diabetic. That's to be expected. So we were kind of didn't know what to do next, because she's a business owner. She owns a florist. She's got about 20 staff, I think, 15, 20 staff under her. And what do you do? How's she going to run this business if she can't see? If she needs her eyes for floristry? And so we contacted, asked a few questions for Dr. Hampton, and also Dr. Wiedemann was lovely. She offered some sessions with us as well through Emily. So that was lovely. And just helped us with decipher the information that we got from our local doctors, our Aussie emergency department, if you like, at the Ione Hospital. She just came away from there in tears, thinking she's got absolutely no hope, that doom and gloom. And she thought she's always had trouble stabilizing her diabetes, her levels, and they've always dismissed it. And she's now strict carnivore. She has been for about 6 weeks, and her blood glucose levels that she's struggled with for 23 years are finally stabilizing. They just shook it off and said, oh, it's just the dawn phenomenon, that your levels are skyrocketing all the time. And she was constantly, every day, was chasing her levels, trying to get them down, and just couldn't do it. And then she'd be hypoing every other day. It was just ridiculous. There was no control at all. Now she's got beautiful levels. They're all coming down and they're all stable. She's only getting minimal spikes. And that's just from her diet changes. And she's been low carb for a while. So something was causing her levels to go out of whack. So I think carnivore maybe it was a hormonal problem, and carnivore's maybe stabilized her hormones, which is now making everything stable. That's all I can think of. And she did go a little bit off plan in the last week, and things started to get a bit rocky again, and her eyesight started getting really bad. So last week I spent the whole week with her, and she's now cleaned it up again, and she's now starting to get some sight back. So she's got surgery, I think, to look forward to, unfortunately, and she's got a lot of blood in her eyes, which is still causing a lot of problems. So she can't drive at all because she hasn't got enough vision. But the doctors were like, don't change your diet. You can't, because it's just going to make things worse. And I'm thinking, well, how can you make things worse? If she's stabilizing her levels, how can that be worse? Wouldn't that make things better? And that's why I asked Dr. Hampton, what are your recommendations? Do you think she should change her diet and go full carnivore? And we also asked Dr. Wiedemann, and they both said, this is DEFCON 5. What she's been doing the last 23 years hasn't helped. This is why she's in such a pickle. I'd change her diet. Like, if that's what she wants to do, I recommend that she do it, and, just throw everything in it. And that's what she did. So I've left the decision in her hands. It's her life. She's got to do what she wants, and I support whatever she, chooses. But she's researching now, which I'm so proud of her. She's been listening to the doctors all this time, and this is what's happened. This eye problem should have been picked up years ago. This doesn't happen overnight. This damage has been happening over many years, and she goes in every year to do all her tests, and she needs to do the test to get her license renewed, and they tick her off to say, yep, you're good, you can drive. They just tick the list. She's done no tests. So it's negligent in my eyes, and I'm very disappointed. But she's getting tests now, getting all the tests, checking everything, because now that they're saying all her organs are probably affected, so now she's getting a full workup, and we're just going to have to take over the management, because obviously we can't trust the medical people. She needs them now, obviously, for surgery and things like that, but at least the doctors here have been fantastic, the carnivore doctors, and just having a place like SBG to go to and be able to ask in the community, we were actually on our way home from the flower market, 5:00 a.m., and we were listening to him answering Catherine's question in the car. So it was just amazing.
This was
she
so
was able
cute.
to listen.
Because I think that the way that you phrased the question was that, someone was saying something about, that it was too drastic, and that you shouldn't make any drastic dietary
Yeah.
changes, and I think you kind of asked Dr. Hampton in the question. It read kind of like, you know, is there i- is there something about that? You know, should she, you know, is there something dangerous about changing her diet to carnivore right now? And it was so cute what he did. He took his stuff and he wrote something to the side. And he said, I have an answer to that. You know, the question was like, is there's something, you know, that should be bad about her situation to switch to full carnivore? And he goes like this.
I was driving. I didn't even see that.
You didn't see it. Okay.
I was driving the van.
Okay. It was just the funniest thing. And he's just like taking little notes about something. And then,
Oh, right. I'm
you
gonna
know,
have to
is
go
there
and watch the
something that
replay.
we'll watch on the replay and catch that moment? It was a
Yeah.
moment. And we have all, you know, anything we do with our doctors is available on replay. So that's kind of cool. But anyways, I just thought that was amazing. And he said, now more than ever is when
Yeah.
is the time for full carnivore right now. And so I
Yeah.
loved that advice, and I love, you know, that, at the CGM, I think for this kind of instance, you know, she's in life or death of her eyes right now. Just her eye, you
Yes.
know, her eyesight's in that situation. And, you know, so we have all kinds of life and death of all kinds of organs. And because, you know, we know, and she is a type 1, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
you know, so I love that, you know, she's going to be another testament of our type 1s. We have a lot of that, and a lot of, you know, what things can be stabilized with just eating what we're supposed to be eating.
And type 1s often get missed, yeah, left out. It's all about the type 2 diabetes, and the poor type 1s, they struggle too, and they're left on their own to do these things, and you have to put trust in your doctors. And when they've let her down like this, as I said, they should have picked it up a long time ago and avoided her going blind before action was taken. So, yeah, I'm just so sad for her, but we're keeping positive, and I'm sure that, you know, she's never going to get full vision back, or it's never going to be perfect, but I really believe that carnivore is going to improve her symptoms and she will get some normality back. So, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. You're a fierce
Mm,
mama warrior, and you're a warrior with a community behind you, you know? And so, I think that the impact that we have in people's lives, you know, is just tremendous. It can't be underestimated. Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Gosh, we
Mhm.
should a bit more comments.
Yep, I gotta wrap up pretty soon. I've got a coaching in about 9,
Yeah,
so
yeah. I think
mhm.
we're right then. I can't see any more questions. So,
Okay. Good. Um, Very nice. Well, you guys, thanks for hanging out and supporting me and Lindy on our first YouTube live.
yes, thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Yeah, man, I think we covered just a lot of really great comments. I'll do a couple of shout outs that are on the tip of my mind too, is we have Dr. Seafried and the gang tomorrow. So that's a dream come true for me. I've lost way too many people to cancer.
Yeah,
And so I love he's quite the warrior of understanding the metabolic component to these diseases. And you know, he said something. We did an interview with him with Bella not too long ago, and which was a dream experience because I've been, you know, sitting at his feet and listening and learning from him for a really long time. And he said they're all the same thing. They're all the, you know, the diabetes and for me, mental health problems, depression issues, and you know, the weight loss,
yeah,
you know, cancers, and these all have metabolic components. And so being able to optimize our health through eating, you know, meat, the most delicious food, and safe food, safe emotionally, good for our bodies, you know, it's just a beautiful way to be living. So I love that
yeah.
we got to discuss these things today.
Yeah, it'd be exciting to watch that one. So,
Mhm.
yeah, thank you everyone for joining. And are we going to be back next week or
Yeah,
same
I
time?
think so. I think that's what we're shooting for. I mean, we have a challenge to conquer, don't we?
We do. We do. Hopefully, we get my tallow, and yeah, you and your walking, me on my rebounder. And
Yes.
we'll Yeah, we'll pop a link in our community on our chat on our channels. Once we get the link for that, we can do a WhatsApp and whatever to connect. So sounds
Love
great.
it. Love it. Love you. And thank
Love
you
you
so much for
too.
being a part of this, you guys. This has been such a lovely, lovely chat.
Great. Thank you. Bye.